Hi, my name is Chase Heiser, and for my presentation, I'm going to be doing it on the Bills Mafia. Sorry about that. This is the informal name given to the Buffalo Bills fan base. For a quick rundown, I'm just going to give you a brief history of the Bills and their fans. This has been a passion built, or their passion is built on a legacy of sadness. They saw major success in the 90s. They made four straight Super Bowls from the 1991 to 1994 seasons. They ended up losing those four straight Super Bowls. Yes, four Super Bowls in a row. 1999 would be the last time they'd make the playoffs in the 90s. Then they'd go on to miss the playoffs for 17 straight seasons, starting in 2000, ending in the 2017 season. And this created an underdog mentality within the fan base, causing fans to deitize the team. So a little bit more on the history. The Bills fans experienced the liminal stage during those 26 years of suffering, meaning that they existed in a space between seeing a team be so good to waiting for that team to be good again, to the team being one of the best in the NFL today. And this is why they're considered as one of the most passionate fan bases in sports. And you see this a lot with any team that's been bad for so long and ends up becoming good out of nowhere. We see it a lot now today with the Detroit Lions. Um, they're one of the most popular teams in the NFL now because they're so good after being horrible for so long. And it's really, you'll see them all over TV and all over social media now. So media also does kind of play a role in how teams become more popular. And we've seen that a lot recently with the Bills and kind of their fan base finally being put into the spotlight and everything is under sort of a microscope. So I'm going to be going over a couple of practices of the Bills Mafia. This all takes place during tailgating. So I'll talk about drinking, jumping through folding tables, food, and the fan gear as well. So on tailgating, the tailgating does take place in a space of liminality between their regular lives and Bills games. Tailgates and group activities sort of create a transitional environment where normal social roles, like your full time job, it all gets abandoned. People's normal personalities and formal social identities no longer limit them in this place. And a lot of these rituals that can be seen all over social media, primarily the table jumping, sort of makes people a lot more interested in what's going on with the Bills Mafia and makes them sort of attracted to it as well. So for drinking, I'll start off with a ritual that Bills fans do. They take a shot from a 16-pound bowling ball. They drop this bowling ball and then they blow a horn immediately after. This is a tradition that has been started by infamous Bills fan Pinto Ron, and it's sort of seen as a superstition now. If you don't do it, the Bills won't win. So we'll take a look at that ritual real quick.
Oh, yeah! That had a nice bass tone to it. That had a nice bass tone. Yeah, little bassy.
So that is the tradition or the ritual. Hopefully the Bills did win that night. Um, and then we'll just talk about casually. Alcohol is a staple at most tailgating and sporting events, which does lead us perfectly into the next slide. The folding tables. I'm sure you've seen videos of this before. You can see that dude on the right jumping into a flaming table. So, he's a Bills fan. This is a ritual unique to the Bills Mafia. There's no clear origin for how this started, but just about every Bills fan you ask, they'll all tell you a pretty similar answer. And it's just that some guy got too drunk and jumped through a table. But Bills fans love this, and they sort of see it as a rite of passage now into the Bills Mafia. And there are 100 videos on YouTube now of newborn babies that are sort of thrown through a mini folding table, and this turns them into Bills fans. And we'll take a look at that right now.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate this, the newest Buffalo Bills fan, Lincoln John Alfieri. May the Buffalo Bills circle many a wagon in your long lifetime. In the name of Mark Levy, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly, and Andre Reed, I now pronounce you a member of the Bills Mafia. The Bills, dearly beloved, we're gathered here.
So yeah, there's hundreds of videos of that. You just look up Bill's baby table, and you'll find plenty of videos of that happening. So a little more on the folding tables. The legendary table smashing stunt. It's a performative and quite frankly absurd rite of passage that has become a fan favorite. Representing loyalty, enthusiasm, and a willingness to sacrifice for the team. So this just goes to show how passionate the Bills fans are about their football team, and that they'll jump through fiery tables and throw babies through tables for that team just to make sure they win. So now we'll talk about food. So you're tailgating for multiple hours a day. Sometimes the games aren't till 8, 9 p.m. Sometimes they're at 3, sometimes they're at 1. Either way, you're going to start early in the morning. Your people are bound to get hungry. And so, yeah, the Bills Mafia, they employ a lot of unique methods of cooking. Um, in a Brad Leone video, he sort of walks around tailgates just showcasing the Bills Mafia and their tailgating scenes. But he saw fried wings in a soldier's helmet, soup made in a stainless steel watering pot. As you can see there on the right, it's soup in a watering pot. There's a mailbox that they put coals in and light them up, and it turns the mailbox into an oven. And there's also pulled pork made in old oil tanks, which the guy's got the spoon in on the right there. So what I noticed is this sort of creates a sense of friendly competition between fans at these tailgates. Kind of like who can be the most creative with how they make food and who can also make the best tasting food. And you'd be surprised, again, in the Brad Leone video, he tried a lot of different things and he said all of it was great. So, yeah. So now we're going to talk about fanware. A lot of this crazy stuff you see on the screen right now is considered somewhat traditional fanware. Sort of like how when you go to Neyland, you see a lot of people wearing checkerboard overalls. But yeah, this crazy looking guys, whichever one you look at, all look crazy. That is considered somewhat traditional in the Bills Mafia, which just shows their passion for the team and that they'll dress like a Buffalo Bills Mandalorian or a luchador or a Michael Myers or a Power Ranger or whatever. So, Fanware explained, by wearing outrageous clothes, supporters publicly display their devotion to the team in a highly visible and performative manner, expressing their emotional and symbolic connection with other members of the Bills Mafia. Everyone shares this collective identification as Bills Mafia, regardless of how different their daily lives are. So, your class, your occupation, your age, etc. The clothing itself, which is usually loud, unique, and very out there, serves as a means of visually reaffirming this connection. So we're going to talk about the Buffalo-inspired hats. This is part of the Buffalo or Water Buffalo Club 716, which is a Bills fan club. This is something exclusive to the fan base. And yeah, as you can see there on the right, that buffalo-looking hat he's got on is what I'm talking about. There's also the Zubaz pants. So the height of the brand's popularity, Zubaz, coincides with the height of Bills football, which is sort of a speculation as to why they're so popular within the Bills fan base. However, these aren't exclusive to the Bills Mafia. They are more frequently seen worn by Bills fans, though. But Zubaz does make pants for every team. So for fanware, continued, we're going to talk about deifying icons with fanware. We're going to talk about Josh Allen. This guy in the white jersey right there has a Josh Allen jersey on, and the guy in the center of the picture also has a Josh Allen jersey on. He is a starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, and he's a fan favorite. And typically, when you are the quarterback of a NFL team and you're very good, and the team is very good, you're going to be a fan favorite. So now we'll go right into deifying icons. So picture to the right is their quarterback, Josh Allen. He's got the highest selling jersey on the team, and he does have one of the highest selling jerseys in the league. So He's not just popular within the Bills Mafia, he's popular all around the league. So after Josh Allen's grandma died, he started a new wing in the Buffalo Hospital under her name, and he created a foundation. And the Bills Mafia ended up raising over $1.4 million in her name by making donations of $17, which is Josh Allen's number, which just goes to show how much the Bills Mafia is supportive of their team and of their players. And on the right here in that picture, you can see Josh Allen is signing an autograph for a little girl, and she's freaking out, crying, and everyone's got a smile on their face. So I thought that was funny. So a little bit more on Josh Allen. He serves as a focal point for Bills fans during their transitional state in liminality, so between their regular lives and between games, as well as a symbol of hope for them. He invests in the fans and the city of Buffalo, and they really do invest back into him. The roller coaster of Josh Allen's career. So he's from starting off to terrible, being one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, to becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Connect him with the fan base through Communitas. So they've been through very similar things. And this sort of also echoes the devotion Diego Maradona showed by being a legend for the team he played for in the fans' eyes, while also being innately human and just presenting himself as a regular guy. So another icon we'll talk about is Pinto Ron. He's a famous Bills fan, probably the most famous Bills fan. So they call him Pinto Ron because he's known for that red 1980 Ford Pinto wagon right there. You see he's cooking up a bunch of crazy looking stuff. He has not missed a game since 1994. There were some asterisks in there with COVID, but it happens. He does have the most popular tailgate spot as well. We'll talk about him a little bit. So Pinto Ron, he's probably more than Josh Allen. He's virtually a legend in the Buffalo Bills fandom because of his passion. He has become a symbol of tailgating culture, holding large, absurd tailgate parties, having attended every Bills game since 1994 until COVID limitations interrupted his run. So kind of an asterisk there, but come on. But yeah, his one of a kind rituals, such as spraying sauces directly on him or cooking on strange materials like hubcaps, create symbolic significance and encourage other members of the Bills Mafia. In these actions, they transform him into more than simply a fan. He becomes an embodiment of the Buffalo Bills community spirit, notably its feeling of camaraderie, craziness, and resilience. This raises him to pretty much a sacred status. So more about deifying him. Pinto Ron and Maradona are more than just individuals in their own communities. They're symbolic figures who represent key components of the collective identity, which is the Bills Mafia. So their rituals and identities give them a spiritual aspect that extends beyond their spiritual lives, personal lives. I'm sorry. So yeah, just to tie it all together, on game days or in fan traditions, Bills Mafia experiences a powerful sense of togetherness, whether it's cheering in a stadium, sharing cold weather struggles, or celebrating touchdowns. Bills fans are united in their passion for the team. Their rituals and traditions like dressing up, celebrating in extreme weather, jumping through tables strengthens this bond. So yeah, social rules don't apply fully during this time, and people feel equal no matter their usual status. Even when the game is over, Bills Mafia's sense of connection continues, especially online through social media and shared charitable acts. Fans come together to celebrate their love for the team, even if they're apart, showing that communitas can extend beyond physical liminal spaces. So yeah, overall, Bills Mafia is a great example of how stepping out of daily life, which is liminality, and sharing intense emotional moments like communitas, can create a strong, united fan community. And those are my references.